Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. This is the Leaders League of Joyminder. These are all leaders that you're seeing in front of you on this recording. We're so thrilled that everybody is here. Yeah, nice wave. Yay. Um, so what are we leaders of? We are leaders in the NowSite community. We are leaders in our own businesses, which are all a little different. And yet we all use the same one software, which is called NowSite. Many of us are interrelated on other softwares or other platforms as well. And many of us have many very different things. But what we're doing is we're serving groups of people with the various tools and techniques and opportunities that we have. And so we get together once a week on Mondays at 9 a.m. Central Time to talk about that. How are we doing it? How's it working? What's going well? What didn't go so well? How can
What? Come over here.
And so that's the point of what we're doing. And we so we have a few things that we do. We share wins. We sometimes talk about what we learned last Friday at Now Club, which was nothing because they canceled it because it was Good Friday, which is fine. And then sometimes we'll even have like a hot seat or talk about something that we're doing that can benefit other people. A few weeks ago, Stephen Harris shared Lineable with us. Last week, Lisa was able to pour in and say how much that has benefited her business. So that was a lovely example of what we can do when leaders come together. So really kind of starting to call this more of a mastermind as well, a mastermind of leaders here together. So we'll start out though with any wins. And this could be, we honestly, open personal or business, especially in the past week. And Lisa has her hand up, so go.
Yeah, we had a great last week. Leanne was there with me. She prayed over my business, and then I'm sitting in the hospital room, and my mom's been here. She's been listening in on my demos. But I set the goal of bringing 25 new people in and helping them to increase their engagement for their business in the month of March. And then we had an incident, so we've been here in the hospital most of the month. And I said, I can throw my goals out. I can throw the baby out with the bathwater, or I can salvage this. At the beginning of last week, I said, we got to salvage this. What can I do in the next week by Sunday night, by Easter evening at midnight, to see, how close I can get? So I started posting in a networking group that I was in, and I set up 5 different demo times. And I reached out to some of the leaders in there who endorsed me and encouraged people to come to those 5 different demos. And we closed out last night with 12 new people this week. We didn't get to the 25, but I could have done nothing and ended with, just where I started the month. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's when you set your mind to it. Like if you really decide, you reach out to the people that are around you. Who's your supporting team? I told Leanne what my plan was, and we prayed about it before the first demo, and we just started doing it and praying about it before each demo. And every time I did a demo, 1 or more people were signing up. And then there's some trickle down.
Alexa.
There's people interested, and we'll see what happens with the rest of those that also heard the message. Oops.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Lisa. And those that know what those 10 mean for her in the next several months. So congratulations, Lisa. Super happy for you. I'm going to share a kind of related thing, and then we'll get to Dr. Brian, who's raised his hands. I see Marvelous Mary is clapping as well. There is another opportunity to introduce leaders to Cheryl. And I did have one leader that met with Cheryl this past week to discuss an alignment between NowSite and their business. I'm not sure that it will come to pass. They actually came to kind of an impasse, but you live and learn. But it was still a win to have that opportunity and to also learn, if it is an impasse, why was it an impasse? What would I do differently in the future to either make it a better fit or how to not do that and not waste anybody's time if it just isn't going to work. So that was actually a win in its own way, as well as bringing in a new client and doing a demonstration for another new client. So a couple wins there. Dr. Brian, I see your hand up.
I got, let me lower my hand. So I have one new client, which is a big win for me because I just decided to copy Leanne's leadership from over a year ago. And I just did a demo video and said, here's what NowSite can do. And I put it on Facebook and LinkedIn. I said, you can go to these other places and spend $3,500 for AI and do all of this. Yet, is it branded to your personality and your business and your writing? I haven't found one that is, except this. So I got one new sign up, and this week I have 4 people from that guy signing up. He wants me to do a group call with them to see if they'll sign up. And then also using a video program called Loom, I'm going directly just to boost my own business so I can get out of my day job with what's called positive intelligence coaching. I do a Loom video. I just go on. So let's say I'll use Leanne as an example. I'd go on her LinkedIn profile and say, wow, Leanne, we've been connected as First Level Connections for a while now. And I know the stress of being an independent business owner and what that can do. And I have a program that can lower that stress and help your peak performance in whatever you want to excel in, because I see you're in real estate. And then I throw in a personal comment about real estate. My sister-in-law has been in real estate for 30 years. And I said, if we spend 15 minutes on a call, I'll listen to you. Here's what I have to share. Here's why you should book the call. And I'm getting appointments. So now I just have to learn how to close better, but we're getting there. So those are wins. I'll be quiet now.
No, Brian, and I want to dig into this a little bit because my understanding of Loom is that it's and I can use Zoom in the same way as I can do a screen share and I can capture what I'm doing on my screen and kind of create a more of a how-to type video. That was my understanding of Loom. I see Charla is nodding. So what are you doing differently than that? Because it sounds like you're doing something different.
Well, I know I can do screenshots on Zoom, but Loom is sort of live. So here's what I know, so I might be describing it poorly. So I can go on your LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just in a circle. Then I can click on your website. Then I can click here. Then I can click there. And I'm still there in a circle. And my goal is to do the video in 1 minute or less with a little bit of a message. And then I'm just direct messaging you on LinkedIn. And on Zoom, at least in my experience, I can jump around, but I haven't seen how I can just be in the corner and then have the screenshot be big behind me, because I don't want the video to be about me. I want the audio there. So it's like when I show you your own business links and share with you what positive intelligence can do, it seems like I'm talking just about you and not trying to sell you anything. But my lack of experience or playing with Zoom is it's a screenshot. It takes up the whole thing. I'm nowhere. I don't know how to do a split screen on Zoom. So that could be my lack of knowledge. But also, what I like about Loom is it tells me if you open the video or not. And I don't remember if Zoom does that.
Yeah, so this is kind of a newer thing, but take a look at what you see right now. Do you see me and with this background right now?
Yes.
Yeah, and so what I've done is I pulled up a website, and this is a newer feature that I found just in Zoom just this past week. I was playing around with some of the features of Zoom, and there's several different ways that I can actually show this. It's pretty exciting because I can put myself off to the side and kind of show it. It can be behind me. There's several different ways that I can be more intricately involved with talking about whatever I'm doing. Now, what's interesting is I can't see, I haven't played with this a whole lot. I can't see what I think is being recorded. But I know that there was on the share screen, it kind of showed I would be off to the side and it would be, am I kind of off in the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
And-
you're seeing everything else above me. So that's kind of the same thing. And then if I were to, like you said, if I go to my LinkedIn, or wherever I want to go, there we go. I would be able to do kind of the same thing. And
Yep.
Zoom has something they call clips now, which make it really easy to do a very short video. And then I assumed, Brian, that you're sending this clip then in Messenger or in LinkedIn message to them. Is that what you're doing, Brian? So you're recording a clip and then sending it to them, am I correct?
He said he was driving, so he might
Yeah,
not be able
we
to.
might have lost.
No, I'm sorry. I'm here. I lost connection, but I'm back. What was your question?
So now do you see, I don't know if you can see because you are driving, but Zoom clips are to make those short kind of clips. And if you see, I'm in the corner with this behind me, and I think I'd be able to do the same thing. And it's fine. I mean, I'm not saying use Zoom, it's better. It's not. If Loom is working well for you, I'm gonna stick with Zoom just because I know it. But you know, this does allow me to get in here. So
Well,
FYI.
I will watch this video when I get home tonight, and then I will do my regular thing and email Zoom and say, how do I do this?
Yeah. Well,
And then I
it
can
just popped up.
not
Make sure you
pay
have your
for
most
Loom.
recent.
So,
Yeah. Just make sure
yeah.
you have your most recent client because I was able to add sound. I can add a timer now. I have a timer that automatically pops up if I click on apps. The timer app should be well, on my main room. Apparently, I have to set it up on a pre-set up room like this, but like music background, all sorts of stuff. If I hit Control R, that actually starts my recording now. Control or not Control, Alt R, but you have to select it. Alt R will start the recording. Alt R will stop the recording. On my computer, there's a different control if you want to record to the cloud. So there's all sorts of stuff that we're able to do now in Zoom.
It's also available in Vimeo, does the same thing as Loom. Loom and Vimeo are very similar, and then obviously Zoom is trying to catch up, I guess. But for instance, George, my web guru, he just records his screenshot and he's talking and you know, to answer any question I have. And now I'm actually asking the question and showing my questions live on screen. So it's kind of a way to have a question and answer or a office hours for the web people, you know. So anyway, it works on I'm doing mine on Vimeo. I do have Loom as well, but I do mine on Vimeo.
And so Leanne, with you doing that, what are you clicking on to share it like you're sharing? Because we see you both in the corner, but we also see you in the lineup on the side. So I don't know if anybody else, maybe it's the way I have mine set, but what else are you doing? What are you doing in order to get you there?
Yeah, and again, unfortunately, we can't show Zoom on Zoom. That's the hard part, is like I can't show you what I did, but when it popped up, it had some options for how I wanted to set up my share. So not only does it give me an option to share the full screen or the full or a specific app or a portion of the screen, but there's now additional features that allow me to have the share behind me, the share up and to the right of me, you know, different things like that, or share beside me and actually keep me fully big, which is kind of a cool. Here, let me see if I can, again,
So it's under the share button. When you click share, there you have options there, is what you're saying?
yeah, so I
Gotcha.
wish I could here. Wait, you know what I can do? Let me log into this on my phone and then I can take a picture with my phone. So one moment, I have to log out. Always takes me a minute. No, don't end the meeting. That would be silly. Just log out. Sign out. And then I got to sign into this account. Join meeting. Anybody know this meeting ID offhand that you could just tell it to me? 8.
5, 4, 3, 3, 6, 1, 8, 3, 4, 6. 8, 5, 4, 3, 3.
Yep.
6, 1. Okay.
Okay, I'm on it. So now, I
You're in?
Yep.
I'm admitting.
Okay, admit me, please. Thank you.
Mhm.
No audio, because we don't want the double audio. So I selected no audio. And now I need to stop this share so that my phone can share. Oh, wait, no. What I want to do is this. Hold on. I just got to process how to do this. Oh, by the way, do you see the timer now in the corner of my window?
It was
I
there
don't-
after you put it up.
What's that?
It's on the very top of my screen next to the recording as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Up
When
there.
you were on the share screen, it came up there.
Okay, yeah. So this is where you can now put a timer in if you're doing, a timed thing in a meeting. That's pretty cool. What I want to do is this. One moment. How do I change my camera? Oh, I'm not sharing my video. That's why. Now you're going to see me twice. After I accept the recording. Here we go. And then switch the camera. All right. So let me go back to share screen. So let's see if we can do this. So you're going to have to watch a little close for a moment, but if I'm going to select what to share here. And then on the right-hand side, if you watch my phone version, you see there's these different options. So I can do full screen, I can do side by side, and it shows what it'll look like.
Leanne, you're not sharing your screen.
That's
I
neat.
know I'm not, you have to look at the,
Underneath her, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, go
Oh,
ahead,
I'm sorry.
Robert, you can explain it. And
If
then,
if you are on your PC, click
Yes.
on the little three dots in the small window of her phone capture, and then you can pin that, and it will make
make it big.
that the primary.
Good
Okay.
idea. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So right here, if I select this one, it shows that the design will be big. If I select this one, it shows that my photo will be in front of the design. If I select this one, the design will be bigger and more complete with kind of me talking in the corner. That's the one I had before. And then this one actually shows me side by side with the design. So there's 4 different options there. That are
Nice.
I
kind
thought
of-
it looked really great when it was over your shoulder.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like that one because it's kind of like a big screen. That's the one that I think I had chosen. So
Yep.
that's again, if we go back there, that's how this looks now. And there you go. Now I can see it on my phone too. Yay. So yeah, so there we go. A little bit of training.
Thank you for sharing, yes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So again, Loom maybe works just as well. Vimeo maybe just works as well, but since I'm on Zoom all day long anyway, and I spent a little time this week just diving into it a little bit more. Like I said, turning on some features, setting up some things to be more automatic, figuring out like how to turn music on so that when people are coming into the room, there's music playing in the background and it's free and you don't have to, and it comes through because you can't really play music on through your microphones. Our microphones are too smart to pick up all that background noise, which it considers music to be. And
Just as an FYI, just so you know, even though they give you that music and it's supposed to be royalty free, you still have to worry about when you stream it into Facebook or YouTube. Not that that'll matter here in a few days on Facebook, but still want to be careful of copyright, just so you know.
Robert, why don't you tell everybody what's happening with Facebook? Maybe people aren't aware.
Well, in the easiest way to explain it is that April 12th that we won't be able to use Zoom or StreamYard or any other third-party apps to stream within Facebook.
Kind of a problem for a lot of people.
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah, so if you've been streaming into groups like NowSite does, I don't know exactly what they're going to have to come up with because they're very dependent on streaming into Facebook. So maybe they'll switch to having everybody join through Facebook. That would be one solution. Just do it on Facebook. But then that, you can still get the MP4 from Facebook, right, Robert? Anybody?
Yeah, yeah, you could still watch it. In essence, they would have to stream it live and then upload the recording, right? So your main thing about this, the way that I see it is I tell my people, look, now you're gonna have to come live. Otherwise, you're gonna have to wait even longer for the replay, depending on how long they take to upload it, right? Sometimes share gets busy, whatever the case may be. For myself, I'm just creating my own website for what I normally stream, and then I'm just having a page where people can go and they can watch a stream or they can join live. But you're going to have to end up doing that because the third party streaming is going to be bye-bye, gone, no longer.
Right. Yep. And who knows, maybe it'll be like Uber in Minneapolis. They're threatening it, but they'll pull back at the last minute.
Well, I don't know if you guys know or not, but you can go live directly through Facebook. Part of this is, Facebook wanting to be its own entity and stuff, and having more users use more of Facebook like stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even the artificial intelligence, you're going to see a lot of things coming when it comes to that too, with like disclaimers, if nothing else. And Facebook, of course, they want to be on top of the AI situation as well. I don't know if you guys have noticed, I already see buttons on my phone, right with AI speech or what have you. They're already out there trying to get their little piece of the pie, so to speak.
Yeah. And we've always known that would happen. Justin's commitment was just to get out there as fast as possible with quality products that encompasses more than each of the individual things, if that makes sense.
The big thing we have to remember, I mean, at least in my opinion, that I keep going back to all the time whenever I see any artificial intelligence, even if it's coming from Zuckerberg, is the fact that we have that long-term memory. So it's more digestible as far as what we put out there as far as content. It's more like user-friendly to us,
Yeah. Yeah. Robert,
So
go ahead.
I'm sorry, can either of you explain or give a quick explanation? So I've been doing StreamYard every week for a few months now. What do I need to do to use StreamYard to post on LinkedIn, do a live stream on LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and then have it be on Facebook at the same time, or we can no longer do that?
Just can't do it.
As of the 12th, you won't be able to stream into Facebook. I'm not certain about Instagram. That I don't know about. I'm not on Instagram. But of the other platforms that you're able to stream on, those are okay. It's just Facebook.
Yeah, you'll have to download the MP4 and then upload it to Facebook. It won't be a live stream anymore for Facebook.
Correct.
Right. And, as long as, and just to reiterate that, as long as you're doing it as an MP4, Facebook will like it. But if you try to take the YouTube link and put it into Facebook, Facebook will be like, nah, that's okay. We're not really going to let anybody see that.
But
So,
anything that takes you off of Facebook, they're not going to push out.
and not just Facebook. YouTube also doesn't want a Vimeo link. Let's just say it, right? Vimeo doesn't want want Facebook links. So whatever platform you're working in, be cognizant that you want to kind of bring any video or audio back down to its lowest or most, not lowest form, but most basic form, really, before you put it up onto a particular social media, because they do care. And they are watching, and they don't even have to because they just run it through automation. But
Now, just on a side note, Leanne, this might help everybody because I know that it's been asked by a few of my students. Because I talk about like using YouTube for traffic, right? So if I do any video and it's pertaining to NowSite or whatever the case it may be, I'm going to use my own personal video hosting so that I can put my video up on a page so that it looks professional. It doesn't have the YouTube branding. There's no distractions. There's no Vimeo. But I'm also going to take that same exact video and I am going to upload it to YouTube. And in the description of that video, that's where I'm going to point the website back to that particular website that I'm trying to drive traffic for. And when you go to that website, it's going to be a professional looking video, not, like I said, YouTube or Vimeo.
Right, right. And I am in the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about tools that I'm starting to use to help make those be more professional as well. So,
I learned something this week that I would love to share with the group
yeah,
related to SEO. So Eventbrite is a highly trusted platform when it comes to SEO and Google search results. So whenever you have an event like your podcasts, if you create an Eventbrite event advertising that, then that will forever have you ranking high when somebody, if you searches for your keywords.
yeah.
One demonstration I saw, somebody had an Eventbrite event from 5 years ago that was still ranking when they did a search because they had put their particular keywords for that event, and it was still ranking high from 5 years ago. So I think it's free. I haven't looked into it, but I think you can do a free Eventbrite account, and you don't even have to have a long event, just in the description link to your podcast and things like that.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, all these tools, this is all helpful. Blake, sorry, I know you've been
Quick-
gone the last couple of weeks. We've talked a lot in Now Club about some things that are coming up. Social, selfie AI. We're all excited about that. Last Thursday, if anybody missed this, if you need a demonstration to show what's happening with NowSite, go look at last Thursday's demonstration recording. Get that recording, download it. It's on Vimeo. You can download these things from Vimeo into an MP4 and be able to put it up yourself, and even whatever you want to do with it. But Justin went through NowSite. So Justin actually went through and he just explained NowSite from what he'd want, more or less really focusing on my AI. He kind of, I think at the end alluded to, I wasn't there for the whole thing, so if somebody else was, please step in. But it kind of said, look, and we can do more, and we're here when you're ready to grow. But I don't think he went into detail on websites and funnels and stuff like that as much, prospecting. But I think he let the people know that this is not the be all and the total complete story of NowSite, but this is what most people need to see. So again, anybody who doesn't want to do their own presentations, this would be something that you could say, hey, do you have a few minutes to jump on Zoom, watch the presentation Justin did and watch it with them. Notice I didn't say send it to them. Get people on Zoom, play the video.
Hey, also, I don't know if you guys know or not, but you can also do that within Facebook Messenger. At least you used to be able to. I don't know if they changed it, but you could watch a video on Facebook Messenger as long as you have the link for it.
With them? You can watch it with them?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that. Like
Mhm.
Charla just sent me a Facebook Messenger link, and it certainly opened up a video that I'm watching, but I don't know that she knows that I'm watching it, for instance.
Yeah, for the Messenger part, as I mentioned, I haven't looked at it in a few months. I know that we used to be able to do it. Could get on a chat with you and literally pull up a video and watch the video at the same time.
Huh.
Yeah, you have to be in a video chat with the
Yep.
person, not
Mhm.
just text chat.
Correct.
But you can do a video chat like a what do they call it? FaceTime on
Oh,
Apple phones.
got it. Okay. Interesting. Good to know. Again, another way to accomplish, there's always more than one way to accomplish a goal, right? But yeah, another opportunity there. Well, thank you. Robert, and now I see Steve Patterson has joined us. So last Friday, like I said, we didn't have Now Club. The couple of Fridays before that, either of you have anything that has stuck out for you that's coming that we've talked about? One thing I'm still gonna jump in while I remember it is they said in terms of training our AI, what if as we log in, it kind of does the kind of like Facebook thing, like, hey, have you seen a good movie lately? Hey, have you read a good book lately? to prompt us to update our AIs. What'd you do last weekend? What's coming up for you? So that we continue to update and train our AIs. I haven't seen that happening yet, but they did ask us if we thought that was a good idea. I gave it a wholehearted yes. Anybody else?
I'm training my AI. I add a book a week and I change my bio every 2 weeks. And then I change the business focus, trying to really narrow it down. And it's changing how I post. So, I mean, what it's posting for me. So that's really working well.
Great. Awesome.
Before we move off of, when we were talking about Eventbrite, and Eventbrite's the grandfather. I mean, it's everybody knows it. I fired them. I have a different source. It's called Ticket Source, and I'm affiliate for. But because it's so much easier to use, it's just not as well known, although it does have that same sharing capability. I know what you're saying, and I think it's a great idea. It's just that they're extremely woke, I guess is one of the words I would say. But they, so I found, and very difficult to use in what I was trying to do for my event. So if you want, I can put if you're going to actually have an event besides what you're talking about advertising, might be worth taking a look. And I'll see if I can find my
Yeah, by all means,
link.
please share. Yay. Steve or Robert, any other Now Club or upcoming things that you remember hearing about that you want to share or can share? Sometimes we can't. They're no longer
wait-
recording Now Clubs, by the way.
I'm waiting for the second phase of the CRM to come in. I mean, I'm using the rotation and the follow-up and all those pieces now, which are really nice. They work well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really, they talked about the ability to schedule from the CRM for social media posting and for email, which
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for. I mean, I think those are two things that everybody's really looking for. So it's more programmatic. You don't have to, you can kind of set it and forget it
Yeah.
and work on it that way. Because right now it's still all very manual in doing
Yeah,
it
the
that way.
more we can automate, the better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I will say, and I think Steve and Robert will back me on this. It doesn't matter how many times we ask when that's coming, we do not get an answer. Nothing. Not a soon, not a nothing. They
Really, it just
ignore the
depends on,
question. Sorry
it
to
just
say.
depends on precedence, you know what I mean? What they find is more important.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I hate to say it that way because in December that said it was something that's coming soon. Anybody know Joey doesn't share food? Trying to come into the meetings. So, I mean, I'm all about like, hey, new people, but I don't know who that is. So I'll send a message.
Leanne, I have a quick question. I was raising my hand and you're talking about now Zoom, and you shared a few updates with Zoom, but does anyone know how to retrieve your retrieve your polls or surveys if you set up surveys? I need to change that. I set up surveys for one of my calls, but I don't know how to go back and retrieve the answers, the results of the surveys. Does anyone know?
I thought Robert was raising his hand.
I'm sorry, I missed the question. The wife came in.
Oh, okay, got it.
Does anyone know how to retrieve a survey because we can set surveys up on our calls, but I don't know how to retrieve the results
Oh, in Zoom.
in Zoom.
I think there is. I think you have to go into. Well, you can do it on the call.
Inside your back office, I believe there's a button for that where it goes
Yeah.
into polls and quizzes or whatnot.
Right, I did all of that, but to now go back and see the results, because what's the purpose of doing a survey if I can't retrieve the results? And
Right.
now it doesn't allow me to even shut it off. So I was like wondering if anyone else knew how to either retrieve them and
I
or
just screenshot them when I get them. when I close the survey on the Zoom, I just screenshot the result.
Okay.
And that's the only thing I've ever done. But if it is, it's in your settings and you might be able to go back there and find them.
Okay, that was my
But yeah,
question.
but because they can come up every time you do a Zoom, sometimes
Well,
I'm set up.
my apologies, but I'd rather get you a better answer than that.
Yeah.
All I did was I just Googled retrieve your polls in Zoom, and
Mhm.
it says sign into the Zoom web portal. In the left menu, select reports, click
Mhm.
meeting. In the report type field, choose poll report. In the drop down menu, report below. But this is probably a better answer for you. I'll put it in the chat.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
That's what I'm talking about, immediate results.
All right, I found out who our mystery person in the room is. It is our friend Maria, and she's just coming in a little bit late under a different name I didn't know. So she'll be here in a moment. Welcome, Maria. We're just wrapping up here. Apologies for the delay. Your name here is Joey Doesn't Share Food, so I just
Hey,
went
and on that note too, guys, I don't know if you guys have tried the AI companion for Zoom, but I will say this, the after reports are pretty neat. So what I mean by that, right, is if you go and you have the AI companion and you do a meeting, a one-on-one or a team meeting or something at the very end, you'll get a printout of the meeting notes from AI. And they're really, really cool the way that they break everything down. I can see that beneficial as like something, let's say you wanted to do a blog and then you recorded that meeting and then put the meeting notes within that blog. I could see that as very beneficial for using.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and I've been going through my finances recently and being like, you know what? I don't actually end up reading those meeting notes, so I've been deleting things. But I did find a $5 add-on that I did add on because I work with people that speak other languages. Now for $5 a month, they are able to see captions translated instantly into their language. So that's a big deal, I think, too. My people, of course, are in the Philippines. So when I'm meeting with them now, we have their language. And I've asked them, hey, how's the translation? They said, well, it's not perfect, but sometimes it's kind of funny. But their English is good enough that they're not going to get completely stumped by the translation either. So for $5 add-on, I did do that. I have already the AI companion, though, I think is limited to how many meetings it will do per month, like 5. And sometimes I do 5 in a day. So then you get upgraded to the paid version. And that's where I'm like, I'm not personally, I don't have the bandwidth to go over my meetings after my meetings too much. So, but they are pretty cool. The other thing that you can get is transcripts. You can actually get the transcripts of your meetings. And then, of course, now, take your MP4s and run them through some sort of, like I've shown you last week. I showed you some of the different tools I'm using with video, that is finding clips and splitting it up and making smaller videos and then turning those videos into things with more fun captions. By the way, one of the tips that was given to me on video production recently is the more you talk with your hands, the more engaging your video is. So don't feel like you should sit there with your hands underneath you, because better video happens with hands. So yay me. Maybe
That is a shift from the past, I tell you, because
Oh, I
I've
know.
always talked with my hands and oh, that's distracting. You shouldn't do that. And I'm like, it's me. I want to be me. I want to be authentic.
And that's exactly how I feel as well. So
I'm hypnotizing all of you now.
what's that?
I'm glad I was moving my hands and holding the steering wheel. I talk with my hands too, Leanne, so I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, no, I was super excited. And by the way, this group that I've shared with you before, also, there's trainings going on over here. It's $1 for a month to get in on this, and I've been kind of going through this again. You can spend way too much time educating yourself 100%. If you know it, move forward. Don't get stuck in the I don't know enough situation. But at the same time, there's so much happening all the time. Sometimes it is good to get revamped. This particular group that I've created a landing page for, I'm starting to work through these 9 stages. And again, a lot of this, I'm like, I know my personal philosophy. I know my irresistible offer. I know what my sales funnel is, but I'm still taking the time to kind of, has it changed in the last year since AI? Has it changed in the last year since I had kind of my revelation about my business in June? And it has. So taking time to go back and look through that. Also in this month, I think tomorrow he's doing recording number 2 of 4 on being better on YouTube. So anybody that feels YouTube is the thing, for $1, you can get in on all these trainings. And by the way, all these trainings too. So it's kind of a cool opportunity. I think I put it in the chat, but you can find it on my trusted tools section of NowSite, of course, as well. So let's see if I find that. Fun fact, I'm going to be a guest on an awesome podcast tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Lisa, what's the name of that podcast? I know she's there. It's Lisa's. Lisa, are you there? Did I lose you? Okay. I'm going to be on Lisa's podcast. Go to winwinwomen.tv. We are going to be talking business, but revelation and faith as well. So very different. But I'm going to be her guest on her show tomorrow. Also coming up, this is my summit. I did change the dates on this for various reasons, but the summit will be held 2 hours a day, May 14th through 17th. Oh, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I guess I'm missing a word there, or I replaced the wrong number. I'll fix that. I have done the summit before. I am still seeking speakers. So at the bottom is how you get to the speaker interest page. Some people have filled the ticket information out and thought that was the application. It's not. This is what I need to know is if you'd like to be a speaker on the summit, or somebody pouring into businesses that could be a speaker on the summit, either now or in the future. Maybe May isn't your time. I've already set the dates for September and January as well. There's a question?
I could probably do it.
Yeah, great. Awesome. So please find that. I'll put this in the chat as well, if I can find my chat. There we go. So this is for everyone. This is the summit. By all means, go get your free ticket anyway. And I'd love it if you'd share this and say, hey, there's going to be some value here. If you can share that on your social medias, that would be amazing too. This is the Eliminate Your Marketing Overwhelm. I'll put that in the chat. Any final words as we wrap up today?
I had a question for the group this morning.
Yeah.
I had a problem embedding a code snippet into a website over the weekend using an iframe code snippet and coming back with an error message. Has anybody had any experience embedding code snippets on NowSite?
I do. I don't have any errors. Typically, that's going to be something wrong with the code, I would think.
That's what I was thinking, but I know way back, I guess about a year ago, there was something that they did with JavaScript on there, and I didn't know if they fixed that or not. Robert?
Yeah, the only codes realistically that I use are typically going to be for video codes, whether they're from my Vidillo back office or from my Got Backups office.
Yeah, this code snippet was for embedding a a search drop-down tool for real estate.
I've had trouble. I have a onboarding form from what now I forget the name of the platform, but it's a It's a chat widget, and that they don't work with the chat widget that I would prefer to use.
Probably not.
Well, I'm gonna put a ticket into support today and see if they can help me.
Yep, that's one that I tend to stay, no, you're great at that. I tend to stay away from the extra techie things on my site specifically because I want people to feel like they could do this. And once we start getting into code snippet, that gets a little complicated, but I love that there's people out there doing it. And I know that it is possible. Robert Blakester, said
Yeah.
I need to get rid of GDPR. I just took a look, so I'm going to share this with everybody. I've been frustrated with the pop-ups, the GDPR thing. I have mixed feelings about it because I know they are important in certain countries and certain places. So I need to be protected if I am sharing this in Sweden. And
No. The way that it works, that I understand it, is those people that are in those countries have to use GDPR. We don't. The GDPR is there for those people that need it. So if you're in the United States or Canada or whatever, you're putting GDPR on, it's going to give you that box that pops up to allow cookies. You just don't need it.
Okay, so how we can turn it off, I looked, I'm in a website builder for this one that I just shared with you. I should have gone up to my restart and fix that at the same time, but in the house is here. If you go to settings here, the GDPR compliance is down here at the bottom. And I'm guessing all I need to do is unclick that.
That's it.
So, but again, I'm
save,
not
of
telling
course.
you to do this, but read through this and see if you agree that you want to turn that off. Okay. And then, hey, I found out I have 546 websites now to go turn that off on. Thanks.
Oh, nice. Nice, very nice.
546 websites, you guys. But not techie, not, I don't think I have a single one that I have a code snippet on.
Do y'all go back? I do. Do y'all go back and delete obsolete websites
Good question.
you've created?
I do.
I do.
I only have a handful of websites at this point.
Yeah, I've got websites with outdated sales funnels and things
Yeah.
like that. I just go and delete those.
Once you have too many, you kind of cut yourself thin, and then you forget about the other ones instead of
Yeah.
updating the ones that you need or whatever. So
And I've never gotten quite as organized as Leanne with the initials up front at the
Now,
beginning of
the
the web.
one thing to remember when you delete a website is you can't use that URL again.
right. I just want to mention too before we end this
Hold
class, and I think everybody is in tune with this and understands it, but just in case you're not, I always teach this. The big thing that a lot of marketers that are out there, the reason why many of them fail is because they're trying to sell their company and their products on the front end instead of selling themselves on the front end. So each and every one of us should have ourname.com or ourname.now.site. That should be your hub, as I like to call it. When people go there, they find out all about you. And within that website, now that's where all your funnels branch out, right? So you should have multiple funnels that are out there in different doorways to get into it. But ultimately, that main website of yourname.com or .now.site is the most important website you can have.
Yep, I definitely have one. Do you want to share yours really quickly? I'd love to see it.
Sure. You just go to robertblakely.now.site.
Go ahead, do it.
Uh,
Share it.
Share screen.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's see.
Maybe that's what we can do next week. Next week's assignment, everybody come with your name.now.site and we'll share what we've created for our hubs. Anybody like that idea?
Sure.
I do.
Okay.
I want to really interject real quick, if I could, before Miss. Has anybody tried? I mean, was it the? And I don't even know what it is, but clip it. Did you ask AI to tell you how to do it?
The Zoom
The
clip?
code snippet? No, this particular code snippet had to come from the provider. And that's why I have to deal with the support and the provider to figure out, it's got to be some kind of either error in the code, as Robert said, or there's something within the framework of NowSite's website builder that won't allow it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Cool.
Okay.
You just had
So
to
you
check
can-
the code. And then you have to think too, sometimes the code itself may be responsive. So you want to check for that too,
Yeah.
to give you guys an idea. If I open up my video hosting, right? And let's say
Mhm.
I want to use any one of these videos. When I go to use this video and I go to share and embed, there is a responsive button that I have to pick. Otherwise, it's going to be like fixed, right? So you definitely want to just check whatever that embed code is. Going back to the website, here's my website, here's my branding, a little bit about me,
Mhm.
video. If they like what they read, they click on let's roll, it'll go to the next page.
Yeah.
But then for funnels, like here's my got backup funnel, they click here, it's gonna go to my funnel, not the affiliate one. This one here, I actually have Vimeo, so I need to change that out. But yeah, just pretty simple. Just have your own website and then have everything off of that. As an example here too, they click on let's roll, they go to the next page. Well, look, here's just a couple of little advertisements that I have for a tool that I have. Here's an advertising for Got Backup, you know.
Yeah.
But then here's just pictures of me, you know, hanging out with Eric Worre, Dennis Rodman, just a little bit about me kind of stuff, you know.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, so
Awesome. And
That's very nice.
so this is the assignment for next week. Here's mine currently, and I'm going to share it now because I'm going to change it by next week. I've been also called like I need to improve this, but this is mine. So again, TV show, podcast, speaking by Sal. Oh, that's a new update. No longer. I am still a licensed real estate sales rep, but only for referrals. No longer a realtor. That happened on Friday by choice. Just not interested. I want to be more focused. So I have to go through a lot of websites again, remove the real estate part of it. Other
how many
than
websites again?
I know. Well, it's not on all 546, thank you. But yeah, you know, make sure people know who you are, what you stand for, what you do, how you help people. And this should be what you lead with for sure. Robert's very different than mine. So please don't base whatever you decide to create yours on either one of ours. We'd love to see as much diversity and creativity next week for those of you that create your own site. Let's come in here with ideas and help each other be great. Isn't that what a mastermind should be? So, you know, next week we'll see how many people have these done. Let's see, there's almost 12 of us here, up minus me twice, so 10 of us here. You know, we can each have 3-4 minutes to show our site and then discuss, you know, pros and cons, what we're going to change, what we like about each other's. We'll figure something cool out to do with it. So, yeah, there's your assignment. We're going to have an assignment this week for next week.
Yeah.
And then that will be Eclipse Day. So we'll see. Maybe we'll not even have a meeting. No, just kidding. There's so much internet stuff out about next week on April 8th. All
Will
right.
we have power?
If we have power, we'll be good.
Yeah.
We'll be here 9 a.m. The eclipse lands on the coast of Mexico, I believe, at 11:07 a.m.
Mm.
11:07. Just saying. Okay, that's that.
I'm gonna be directly in the line and I'm actually gonna be out in East Texas with no internet. So that DFW is in the line, but I'm gonna be with no internet next week.
Okay, well send yours and I'll be happy to show your page. Anybody else going to be in the line or go to see? Yep, Steven.
Texas here, we'll be watching.
All right.
We got some cool new glasses from T-Mobile.
Need to get those, right? I know.
Good. Yeah.
They
right.
also have they expect, I think, like 3 million people to come to Texas, and these little town, oh my gosh,
Oh, boy.
every 99% hotel book.
You've already,
Yeah.
Hey,
already
Charlotte.
declared, they've already declared a national emergency in
Yeah.
I was
Texas.
gonna say, hey,
Me
Charlotte, I think we
too.
have enough people crossing over into Texas right now.
That's the truth. They're not coming for
there's
the
that
eclipse.
Who knows the name? The 2017 eclipse path and this eclipse path are
Um,
seen on top of a particular town. What does anybody remember the name of that one?
Nineveh. Nineveh.
No,
Nineveh.
There's 11 Ninevehs on the path, but there's actually a town at
Rapture
Rapture. It's actually called Rapture, you guys.
That is
in
well, yeah.
Indiana.
Rapture, Indiana is the cross path of the two. So there you go. We'll end with that. I'll actually stay
Mm.
on for a little bit of a meeting after a meeting because I do my Q&A call now right after this. So I'm going to stop the recording, but come on back if you watched the recording today. Wow, I hope you got a lot of value. We talked a lot about Zoom and a whole bunch of other things. Come join us at 9 a.m. Central Time every Monday, and we'd love to welcome you in here and hear your valuable insights as well as you grow your joyful business. This is the Joyminder Leaders League. Thank you for being here.